was a fan from a very young boy of the club, coming from Paisley, growing up in Paisley all my life. My very first trip was a green Billy Thompson goalkeeping top when I was very young. And then fortunately someone asked me to come in and train as a young boy, then inevitably signed schoolboy forms at 13. So as you can imagine, that was quite a big thing for myself, and became a wee bit of a celebrity in the school at the time as well, so it was very exciting.
Hannig Barry McLaughlin gus in Mirren a gún yen a Hamilton a behedavachella and the Nyachtri club.
Yeah, that's right, 87. I was there about 6 of the S forms were at the game. Probably one of the worst cup finals I've ever been, to be honest with you, but as a St Mirren fan it was really exciting. And I couldn't actually, when I lifted the cup, I couldn't actually see Abercrombie lift the cup because it was too small. I was very, very small till I was about 18. So all I could hear was a cheer. I didn't even know who was lifting the cup, in all honesty. It was just far too small. And then obviously went back into Paisley. There was a big parade afterwards in the town, and again I was too small to see them on the balcony. So that was a great time to be a St Mirren fan.
My naam sy'n dwydd Barry Corum sy hyd skipper van club at tuchtje met haar shears gan een chow hyd rein.
I can remember actually my debut at St Mirren, because I was part-time at a full-time club, I didn't really expect to be playing. So the first game was away to Wraith Rovers, and they got absolutely trounced. I think it was 6 or 7-1 the first game back in the first division. And my pals were joking, you'll be playing on Tuesday against Hamilton. And I'm thinking, nah, not a chance, not a chance. And I played up front at the time. And then I got a call working Monday that I would be coming to the squad. I was quite surprised. And it turned out my hero Gunnar Torvason was away to sign for St Johnstone at the time, the Tuesday. So I came in to play my debut against Hamilton on the Tuesday night at Douglas Park, up front, about 7 days after arriving back from 2 weeks in Magaluf. So it was a wee bit of a stretch to play the 60 minutes that I played. But that period then, in the 90s to follow, it was mostly obviously first division football the whole decade, just because of the finances at the club. They built the away stand as well, which put a big hole in our finances. So there was quite a lot of mixed teams. A lot of good players in that era, don't get me wrong, but we could never really quite get a team together to get up to the main league at the time. But as I said, a lot of good players, but we never really got there until the Millennium season.
Had je het season nu het zijn nieuws, daar wielen a keine luchteichster Mirren gebracht.
The first game was United at home, we drew. I think we drew 1 each, quite an average score. And then we went away to Wraith Rovers. So that Friday we decided as a group to go for lunch every Friday and just make it a weekly thing. So it was a wee bit of bonding started there and then. Then we beat Wraith Rovers, I think 6-0 in the first game, and then it just snowballed from there. So the routine really was play a game on a Saturday, more often than not to be winning the games. And then you'd head out into Paisley on a Saturday night, where obviously I lived, so all my friends were from. The whole year I'm just living my life in Paisley, going about my business, and people are always coming up to you in the street and, oh, the team's doing great, the team's doing this, tell me about that. So that whole year, I think it's still fondly remembered as one of the most liked teams in St Mirren's history. And they've had many, many good teams, but that team, and the famous expression was the bubble will burst, but the bubble didn't burst. And the team has just had a great achievement that year. I think my second favourites to get relegated at the start of the year as well, with only Clydebank. They were only part-time team in the league, so they were favourites then ourselves. So there's no many teams have done that, coming from such a long way back. So it was a great achievement.
Ha keine geen versen te sonrichtje, Barry idden teesen sin kutjach.
Definitely did. We were down at Blackpool, a pre-season game, and then I got told my mother passed away while I was down there. So it's not the best way, obviously, to start the season. So I had to come back up the road. I didn't play in that game, come back up the road and had a wee bit of adjusting to do. And it maybe puts a wee bit of perspective into your life when these things happen. And to be honest with you, there was several times during the season, during a game, you're looking up for a wee bit of intervention from somebody, giving you a wee hand. And sometimes just things would happen during a game, and maybe it was just meant to be that year, to be honest with you. And then at the end of the season, ended up getting married to my girlfriend. So that was just a crazy summer, because we won the league, obviously. That night we won the league against Wraith Rovers was just ridiculously busy in Paisley, everything that went on. And then we had the parade all through the town, on the bus, open top bus, on the balcony at the town hall, big event, thousands of people in the square. And then I got married more or less soon after in Paisley Abbey, and then back in the town hall again. So I was never away for the place really over that period.
Had de goedig se Mirren fanta aan de betinafliegen halappe. Ach en de hieliat gan hier trein, ga Barry en je mag maar skippen de club. Ze teesen me jedegetje een kluch gan Paris.
that season as a whole, you said Scottish football was very, very strong at the time. There's so many good players playing in Scotland there and then. As you mentioned, Caniggias and Henrik Larsson's obviously, there's your De Boers and Michael Moles and Arthur Newmans, and even before that period, all the clubs had great players in the time I played at the early 90s all the way through to the mid-noughties, and even Falkirk, Chris Waddle playing for them, Clydebank and David Cooper, Hibs, Frank Sozes, Dundee's, Caniggias, all the way through your Gascoignes and all these guys, you know. So, I mean, the era is probably the best era has ever been or ever will be for the non-Scottish player during that time. So it was great to go and pick yourself up against these players, and it was a great experience. To come the full circle from the fan all the way through to leave as club captain was special for myself, you know. So it's I mean, there's been some magnificent captains over the time at St Mirren, so it was a great honour to get that accolade as well at the time. Obviously never lifted any trophies or anything as captain, which would have been nice, but that wasn't to be. But just to have that honour was fantastic, you know, and it meant a lot to me. So it gave me that full experience, as I said, from fan to captain, and certainly my family were very proud. I'm sure my mum would have been proud if she was alive to see that as well. So no, it was a fantastic way to end my career at a club.